So we have to get into something that's really shitty, but it was important that we talked about it.
Doing this now.
Yeah.
All right.
Only because the
It's a roller coaster of emotions. This episode.
it is. It is a roller coaster of emotions. But it was important to me that we talked about this because I've been wanting to talk about it. One of our favorite artists, Mac Miller, passed away. He OD'd. Unfortunately, he was only 26.
Young.
He was a kid, man. Mac Miller was one of my all-time favorite. He still is, but he was one of my all-time favorite artists. He came out with the Kids mixtape when I was a kid, when we were in high school, and it was just one of those. Everyone, like, when this happened, when he passed away, everyone always said the same thing. Like, that was the soundtrack to so many good memories because you used to be able to put that on. It would just fit whatever you were doing when you were younger. You know what I mean? Whether you were chilling or partying or whatever. So it sucked. I found this shirt. It doesn't really fit anymore. But
Your boobs are a little bigger.
yeah, a little bit bigger. But it's one of my all-time favorite shirts, and he's one of my all-time favorite artists. So losing him really sucked, especially because obviously it's everywhere. People are ODing everywhere, especially younger and younger. So it sucked. I really wanted to talk about it, and I felt connected to Mac in a lot of ways because, like, my friend Pat our entire friendship started with Mac. Like, he actually showed me it, was like, here, listen to this, and I was just hooked. And so, like, our entire friendship, it feels like Mac Miller was like the soundtrack for that. And same with my friend T-Mac. Like, we have so many memories that are tattooed with Mac Miller sounds to it. And it was just hard. It was probably the first artist that I think had passed away that I could actually, like, identify with. And I think a lot of us in our generation could, just because, like, it always seemed like his music would match what I was going through at that time, like the happies, the sad, and shit like that. It just sucks, you know, just so young and so talented, and like, it's something I really wanted to talk about because I just wanted to do a shout out for him because everyone who's been affected by this, his family, his loved ones. I mean, I feel for him, man. 26 is just. That's sad. You got to feel for his parents, and it just sucks, you know.
And it sucks. Like I agree with everything that you said. Like, I've loved Mac Miller. I've been listening to Mac Miller for a long time, and it's weird because I don't know if it's just me that feels it. Like, I feel like he just made it big, like 10 years ago. Like,
yeah, I mean,
he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't a big household name until a couple years ago, but for people like me and you that have been listening for a long time, like, for those of you that are watching, take a minute and get on YouTube and just look up Mac Miller. They got I've been watching Mac Miller videos all day.
He was so talented.
He had a show for like 3 episodes.
He was a year younger than me.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy.
It sucks. I feel like we need to bring back the Dare shirts because this whole drug thing is getting out of control now.
Absolutely.
Like, we are losing a lot of young, talented people, and not even celebrities, just friends.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It sucks. And I think one of the worst parts about it, a lot of stuff I've been reading, a lot of people are blaming Ariana Grande.
Yeah, which is not
absolutely
fair.
Not fair. Like, yeah, and for those of you that didn't know, they had they dated for like a year and a half, 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
And he was clean and sober. He said he got clean and sober when he was dating her, and then she broke up with him. And of course, you know how the media gets; they spin everything around. So I feel for her. You know, she's hurting,
heartbroken.
Like,
I mean, she loved it. Whether they broke up or not, that love's always there. And Mac was nothing but, like, he did interviews all the time, like, nothing but love for her, understood, like, the thing about Mac I know people are probably like, well, it's a sports podcast, why did we bring this up? Well, truthfully, the sports world was really connected to Mac, and if you don't believe it, just look up all the tweets that people had. He was a very influential person in all of these, because I know it's crazy, but a lot of these athletes are our age, you know what I mean? So they grew up listening to Mac too. And it seems crazy to say that, but he had a huge influence on all of these people, and they knew him, and they met him, and they hung out with him, and all this stuff. Like, Karl Anthony Towns, that was, like, his best friend. Like, it makes you think, like, nobody's invincible. And, like, that's something I know growing up you still have to learn. But it's so sad to see how they twisted this on Ariana Grande. the end of the day, he had a problem and he couldn't overcome his demons. It's not something to throw stones at him about or Ariana about. It doesn't work that way. It's just a travesty. There's no point in blaming anyone.
Yeah.
So it's just it for me. This is the first time, and I really just wanted to put it out there that like I've ever felt a celebrity loss of someone I've never even met before. I only went to one concert, but like his soundtrack is literally. I said it in my Instagram. Like it literally. When I hear his songs, I think of memories, and that's I couldn't be more grateful for that. So
It brings you back to your childhood.
yeah, I mean, and he was nothing like you could watch any interview, you could anything with Mac, you could YouTube it right now, and I promise you this, he will make you smile. He was the realest person, in my opinion, and he was just nothing but positive vibes, man. And that's the part that really sucks is it feels like the world just got a little less positive, and it's a shame, but tying it back to the sports world was really connected to Mac, and that's how I found out it happened was through like Bleacher Report and all these tweets, and I just wanted to take a minute to talk about that. I know it's dreary, especially because all the other shit, but rest in
R.I.P.
peace, Mac. You're our boy.